Yes. What's happening, everybody? It is Friday afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock Central Time right now. We had the weigh-ins for UFC Austin today. Everybody made weight except for Steve Garcia. Once again, blows another weight cut. Ruins my favorite bet of the week, 1.5 units on the under 1.5 rounds in the Garcia-Costa fight. Ruins my only prize picks play of the week, which was a two-legger that was anchored by under 10 minutes in the Garcia-Costa fight. So thank you, Steve Garcia, for being an unprofessional prick and fucking up yet another weight cut in order to have this fight canceled and my favorite bets canceled. I hate it when this happens. It's got me a little bit tilted, and I'm sick on top of this. Got a cold now. So, yeah, it's been a rough day, but we got to make some money on these fights. So I've got a 4-leg parlay cooked up. One of the legs was going to be the under 1.5 rounds in the Costa Garcia fight, but we had to kind of shift off of that a little bit here and go with the other 4 legs that I have for you guys. Research these fights. We did just the tip on Tuesday. We did Ask Weezy on Wednesday. Stat Diggers all the way back on Sunday. So I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded. 4-leg Greasy parlay starts right now. Let me share my screen with you guys. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to build it here on DraftKings. But if you have FanDuel Sportsbook or if you have Bet Rivers Sportsbook, you're going to get a much better line than you would on DraftKings for this. So I will show you the lines from all 3 books, but I'm going to build it right here on DraftKings like we always do. So we have got leg number 1, Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week, Rodolfo Bellato at minus 425 on the money line. That is going to be leg number 1. He's facing off against IHorp Terrible, who's an awful fighter, who's a fraud, who's got a fake record. He beat a bunch of cab drivers and pretzel vendors over in the Ukraine. He had the same kind of regional scene padded record as another fraud in Dennis Bondar and another fraud in Vinicius Salvador that we've seen come into the UFC with padded records, because if they fought good regional scene competition, they never would have gotten there. So Rodolfo Bellato is a guy who trains over at Team Nogueira. He's a very legit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's got very good conditioning. He's got power on the feet, good low leg kicks, good straight punches with power on them. But what he really does best is get takedowns from the body lock, get to dominant positions, and work that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game and ground and pound game. And we've seen with this IHorp Terrible that he really doesn't have any ground game at all. But he's also not very durable on the feet either. So I really do see Bellato, even though it's a wide line, it's a 4-leg parlay. So we get to have at least one fat line in there that kind of gives us a free leg, if you will. I mean, Pateria, he could potentially, land something big. It's a fight. Anything is possible here. But I think a very, very safe first leg to get us off on the right foot here is going to be Rodolfo Bellato. And I think he's going to shave the ass of IHorp Pateria here, probably round 1 or round 2. And I also have a bet on a half unit on Bellato to win by submission, because he's minus like 250 to win inside the distance, but plus 350 to win by submission. And he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and he is a grappler at heart. So I think we're getting a big-time discount on that submission prop. So I took the shot for a half unit. Leg number 2 is going to be the Bootsy Collins Memorial Dogs Are Barking Pick of the Week. Joe Solecki, the money line at plus 114 on DraftKings Sportsbook, facing off against Drakkar Klose, a tough opponent, but a guy who hasn't been fighting much lately, a guy who's been very inactive, a guy who's getting older. And Klose is a guy who makes the mistake of giving up his back regularly. And Joe Solecki is a grappler who basically spends all of his time looking to get to your back. So people who make that job easier for Joe Solecki usually get backpacked, usually get dominated. Excuse me, I got a cough here. This cold. Excuse me, guys. So I really like Joe's ability here to be able to get to Drakkar's back. I think that a lot of people are seeing this massive striking advantage for Drakkar Klose in this spot. I don't see it. I think Drakkar Klose's striking is okay. It's just okay. He's not special on the feet. And neither is Joe Solecki, but Joe moves a lot. Joe's got a lot of head movement and a lot of feet movement. He moves laterally a lot. He's got kind of an awkward striking style to deal with. So, and he uses that awkward style, that kind of unusual cadence to his strikes in order to set up his takedown entries. So I think it's going to be closer than people think on the feet. And I do think that Joe is going to find success getting to Drakar's back and winning large swaths of the fight by just getting to the guy's back and not allowing Drakar Close to get off any offense. So leg number 2, the Bootsy Collins Memorial Dogs Are Barking pick of the week, Joe Solecki's money line at plus 114. Leg number 3 is a leg that I've loved, and I was looking to bet from before the line dropped. The Zach Reese, Cody Brundage, violence prop, the under 1.5 rounds, sitting at minus 200 here on DraftKings Sportsbook. So here, we're going to first get Solecki in there. That brings our parlay up to plus 164. And then here, just below that, Reese Brundage, under 1.5 rounds at minus 200, brings us up to plus 296. And yeah, I just see violence here, you guys. Zach Reese has never even seen the second round as a professional. Cody Brundage, 5 of his 7 UFC fights have finished under 1.5 rounds. With Reese, you got a guy who's really only seen the second round once, even as an amateur. And it's a live crowd. It's a UFC debut. There's a potential for nerves. There's a potential for an adrenaline dump. And Cody hits very hard, and Zach stands straight up. And Zach's got a pretty opportunistic and slick submission game. If Cody gets sloppy on a takedown entry, he could wind up in a high elbow guillotine here that we've seen Zach Reese get a finish with. And Zach Reese has got some power on the feet as well. So I see this fight finishing in under 7.5 minutes. Give me that leg 3 being the Reese Brundage under 1.5 rounds at minus 200, bringing our parlay up to plus 296. Last leg. And this is the one I'm nervous about because this was going to be Costa versus Garcia's under 1.5 rounds at plus money. And now it's Punahele Soriano to win by knockout. And, you know, if Puna finds a way to fuck this up, it's going to be too late to fade him. You know, if you want to fade Punahele Soriano, if you think that this dude is a fraud, you got to do it now. Because if he loses to Dustin Stoltzfus, he's literally going to be dead to the MMA betting community, and he's going to be the laughing stock of the middleweight division. Because he'll be one of those guys like, hey, you remember when Punahele Soriano was even money against Brendan Allen, and everybody thought that he was going to knock out Brendan Allen, and then now you find out 4 fights later that the guy's a complete fraud. He can't wrestle for shit. He has no grappling game. He has no cardio. And if he doesn't hit you with a big left hand, he literally has no plan B, plan C, or plan D. And he won't have more than 4 minutes of cardio either. So, but he's facing Dustin Stoltzfus. And he's an extreme couture guy. And he does have a wrestling background. He does have a judo background. We should have been seeing improvements out of Punahele Soriano, but we just haven't been. And now he's facing off against Dustin Stoltzfus, a guy who's he's got kind of a tricky submission game. You go to the mat with this guy, he can set up some things that you probably won't see coming. And, he could catch you in a submission, I think. But he's completely harmless on the feet. I mean, Rodolfo Vieira got to take his time when he fought Dustin Stoltzfus because he knew there was no rush because Dustin wasn't going to be able to do anything to him on the mat, and that his striking was completely something that you never had to be worried about at all. So this is Soriano's last chance to get the type of opponent where he can literally just go out there and disrespect him and say, I'm going to find that big left hand, find it early, and get this guy out of there. And I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to knock this guy out probably in the first round or second round, probably the first, because he just doesn't have much more than 5 minutes of cardio. So, we're going to go Punahele Soriano. If we go up to the top here, winning method, it's going to be Punahele Soriano to win by knockout. I think he's going to find that big left hand. And if he doesn't, oh well, right? Plus 657 on DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's cash this shit. But, you guys, if you have Bet Rivers Sportsbook, You can see there on the right that this parlay comes out to plus 706. If you have FanDuel Sportsbook, this comes out to plus 724. So please, if you have those options, always shop around. Always get the best price. If we do that, over the long term, it's going to make a difference in our long-term return on investment. Always trying to get the best price. This is like a supermarket shopping spree, like one of those games where you're trying to look to get the cheapest stuff, the most stuff for the cheapest amount of money. That's what line shopping is. So I would encourage you guys, if you have FanDuel, do it there. This parlay comes out to plus 724, much better than plus 657 that we're getting on DraftKings right now. Let's see what's going on with you guys in the chat. We've got Eric Albrecht in the room saying, "Oi, what's up, Eric? Thanks for joining us, man." We got Papa Chuck saying, "Oi." We've got Snerius saying, "Oi, let's stack them." JP Taylor, "Oi, Weezy." It's like we lost the best stop of the car. I know. With Garcia, I had 1.5 rounds on no third round at minus 138. I had 1.5 rounds on the under 1.5 at plus 132. So I beat the fucking line movement by a ton. I beat the line movement on Prize Picks by 2.5 minutes. And then, of course, he drops out. This happens all the time. Whenever I have massive line movement, a line that I'm super confident in, somebody doesn't show up to the fight, and then my bet gets voided. And it's absolutely fucking infuriating. But we move on. We move on, JP. VTech in the room. Oh, good luck this weekend, Weezy. What's up, VTech? Thanks to you. Good luck to you too, my guy. Remdog in the room. What's up, Unc? Let's get greasy. And we got Rattan Randy saying, "Oh." Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm sick. Yelling the "oi" over and over again is just hurting my lungs. I know. Jack says, "I hate losing fights." I do too, man. It's just so infuriating. Billy Nicholson saying, "Oi, Weezy, give me a ticket to stack the cash like flapjacks. Let's go, man. Let's get it, dude. Plus 724 on FanDuel. That's a nice number. And as we call it in Canada, flop Jacques. I love it, Billy. I love it. You got to love that, man. We got Remdog saying, had the Garcia Melky fight in the two-legger. Now it's just the over and the Turner Green. I know, man. It's just so... Oh, God, I'm tilted, you guys. I'm absolutely tilted by losing this fight. We got J-Jack saying, any word if they're going to remake that Costa Garcia fight, or is it way too early? Yeah, dude, I mean, like, if I'm on the Costa side, I'm like, no chance I'm fighting this guy again because he's not professional. This guy has missed weight so many fucking times, made so many irresponsible decisions. He should be at lightweight. He should only be allowed to fight at lightweight. This guy constantly fucks up weight cuts, and he just did it again, and he got away with it. Now this guy Costa just flew from Brazil to Texas to take a fight, and now he's got to fly back home with nothing after he made weight too. Well, he probably was on his way to making weight, but either way, they announced that as soon as the weigh-in started. So Melky Costa probably woke up this morning and got the news. Hey, son, thanks for flying in. Now you can fly the fuck back to Brazil because Steve Garcia is a fucking fraud and not a professional. Yeah, I did say Ihor Terrible. It works in so many levels, Brady. The guy's, I mean, like, instead of calling him Ehor, which is his real name, it's Ihor, because it's WHORE. EYE -WHORE. Ihor Terrible. He's just awful, and he's gonna get exposed. Yeah, we're gonna find out. And he probably won't show up. So now that the ass shaving of the week will be a fucking no contest, because it'll be another free leg for us that doesn't go off because Terrible's not going to show up for his ass whooping. My guy Kiwi Brew in the room saying, "Churl, what's up, Eli? Good to see you hanging out in here." We got Moyes saying Bum Terrier. I think that's another good one. We could have Terrible. We could have Ihor. We could have Bum Terrier. We could just do Terrier. He's so bad, man. We got Kristen in the room. What's up, Kristen? She's saying, "Oi, hi, Weezy and chat. I hope you all put a hurting on the bookies this weekend. We're going to do our damnedest to do exactly that, Kristen. Thank you for hanging out in here." We got Shaky with Life saying 7 a.m. here in Australia. Bacon's going on the grill for this one, boys. Oh, yes, man. Fire up that bacon. and get ready to watch some fights at the crack of dawn over in Australia. Appreciate you for hanging out here. We got Moyes saying we're stretching out. Hallelujah. They call me Casper, not the friendly ghost, but the Holy Ghost. Dig. Dustin is the side, he says. No more chest hair and no CTE. We're going to see, man, because like I've said, I have a track bet on Soriano round 1 or round 2 at plus 120. And then I have the KO here in this parlay. But like I say, this is Puna's last chance. If he fucks up a Dustin Stoltzfus fight, I mean, like he's going to be like the laughing stock of MMA Twitter. He cannot fuck up this fight because Dustin is not dangerous on the feet at all. And Puna's got decent enough takedown defense to keep this fight standing. So, I mean, like I say, man, if he finds a way to fuck this one up, it's going to be hilarious. Billy Nicholson saying even Strickland said Dustin isn't UFC caliber. Yeah, I heard that story about how Sean Strickland was sparring Dustin Stoltzfus, and he's telling him, like, dude, you're fucking terrible. Like you're never going to make it to the UFC with this skill set. And Dustin was like, I am in the UFC. And then, like, when Sean was done sparring him, he left the cage. Someone was like, yeah, dude, that dude is in the UFC. And he's like, you got to be fucking kidding me. That guy's terrible. So, yeah, I mean, Strickland even said it. The guy's striking just doesn't belong here, and he's got a tricky submission game. He does have that. But, does he have the wrestling to get the fight to the ground? I mean, that's something we don't even know. He has fought a lot of grapplers, So, somebody like he takes down Gerald Meerschaert, but Gerald Meerschaert is 20% takedown defense. Gerald Meerschaert wants to be on the ground. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out. All right. JP Taylor saying, Puna going to shit that pie, Weez. Just kidding. He probably gets the KO. Dude, if he does shit the pie, JP, I'm really not going to be surprised about it. I'm not. Like I said, that line, that fucking Punahele Soriano leg would not be in here if fucking Steve Garcia had been a professional and made fucking weight. That's all I'm saying. So if Puna shits this fucking parlay, I'm gonna be pissed off, man. We got EQ in the room saying Davison gained a couple pounds. I wonder if it'll impact his cardio. I don't know. We'll have to see. That's another one that I don't have any bets on. I kind of want to see how Davison looks at 135 against a really legit bantamweight, a huge bantamweight at that, in Rob Font. That's going to be a great fight. Green Bat in the room saying, Rodolfo, Mr. Robato Balato, make that money, then eat gelato. Let's go, Green Bat. Let's go. We got my guy, Genova 7, producer extraordinaire, in the room saying, Scuba Steve, damn you. I know, dude. God damn it, Garcia. God damn it. Why did he fuck this up for us, Genova? This is bullshit, dude. Oh, I'm so fired up. Ruthless Soda Pop saying, Weezy, what do you think about Gastelum finish only? Got it at plus 100 on DraftKings. I don't hate that look, because I kind of feel like Brady's not knocking out Gastelum. Nobody's knocking out Gastelum, right? So it's either submission or bust. And I mean, Brady could absolutely submit him, in my opinion. It's MMA. Anything can happen. And Brady has got a crushing top game, great arm triangles, great mounted guillotines. So I think he's live to get a submission here. But I also think that Gastelum by KO is probably a little bit more possible than Brady by submission. So I don't mind it, and you get your money back if the thing goes to decision. So I don't hate that at all, Ruthless. Genova 7 saying, do you know Bootsy Collins did a voice acting as Jimi Hendrix in a 2010 documentary? Yes, I did, Genova. I've seen that documentary. And my girlfriend and I are like, what? Is that Bootsy Collins doing Jimmy? We watched that documentary because my favorite drummer has always been Mitch Mitchell from the Jimi Hendrix Experience. So, I mean, I'm a Jimi Hendrix fan, but man, Mitch Mitchell, my favorite drumming performance of all time. Maybe it's either between Voodoo Child for Mitch Mitchell, or I would have to go with the Swedish psychedelic band Dunion. Their drummer Johan Holmgard had a track called Hogdelstappen, where the drums were absolutely fucking amazing. But Bootsy Collins, one of the best bass players to ever walk the planet. Jimi Hendrix, one of the best guitar players to ever walk the planet. And then we got Mitch Mitchell, one of the best drummers to ever walk the planet. Same with Johan Holmgard, and then one of our top producers to ever walk the face of the planet, our guy, Genova 7. Good to see you in here, brother. We got Rattan Randy saying, wish we could shop in Cali. I know, man. We got DJ saying, oi, Weezy, thanks for all your hard work. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you coming in here. Jay Jack saying, is laughing his ass off. Mushroom saying, what's up, Unc? I'm sneak watching at work, here to show my support. Appreciate you, Mushroom. Hope all is going well for you over there in Philly, man. And, you know, you got to slack off at work every once in a while. Watch some fucking videos. Find out the Greasy 4-leg parlay. We got EQ saying I-whore and E-whore have in common. Both do it for money. There you go, EQ. It's all about the money, right? I mean, like E-whore wouldn't be showing up, you know, without that fucking show check, and the whores, they don't show up either unless you pay them. We got Easy Bet saying, what's good, Weezy? Had to pop in real quick while at work. Good to see you, my man. Thanks for hanging out, dude. My guy, Go Flamingo in the room, just saying, just open up the laptop and say thanks and what's up, Weez Dog? Good to see you, Go Flamingo. Appreciate you hanging out, brother. Always good to see one of the channel supporters in here, my man. Sneery is saying, Brady by sub, Gastelum by KO, plus 100 double chance. I like that. That's not bad. We got Genova saying, you know your shit, respect. Oh, dude, I mean, like I say, man, you know, you see all the records there, right? I mean, like I am definitely a music buff, Genova. Don't have the producing skills like you, but I can DJ a little bit, man. I even got some house sets on this channel. If you go way back to the beginning of this channel, there was no MMA stuff. It was just me DJing some of my house records back in the day on real turntables with a real mixer, you know, no Serato, no fucking electronic shit to match the beats for you. The old school way, the way that, you know, the way that the old house DJs in the day used to do it. My guy, Mark Farina, who I sure know that you know well, Genova. We got Mitch Mitchell was a force of nature too. Yes, he was an incredible drummer. You must like Jackie Liebseitz from Canada too, my dude. I've never heard of Jackie Liebseitz. I'm going to have to Google that shit and then get back to it after the show. Jackie Liebseitz. Excellent. Ooh, German drummer. I got to check this shit out. Fuck yeah. All right. Thank you, Genova, for the heads up on that. Let me just quickly get back to this. Yes. All right. And then dream lineup for a band. Oh man, that's wow. Dude, that's too involved of a question for this show right now. I would have to think about that for a while, but maybe catch me next week and ask me that. Now that I've had some time to think of it, I can actually come up with something, Eric, but that's a great fucking question. We got Go saying, I was watching tape on Tsarukyan last night and I flipped. Methinks Benny is going to take him to school. Thoughts? Dude, the line just seems crazy to me. I think that Benny's arguably just as good of a striker as Tsarukyan. I think Benny is arguably the better grappler here, the more dangerous submission grappler for sure. So I think that this Benny line at plus 250 is very, very bettable, and I still might get to it. I kind of feel like it's a system bet. I love taking underdogs in main events. They tend to cover a lot of the time. And yeah, I think Benny's very live. And now I'm rooting for him after seeing that bullshit video of Tsarukyan walking up to Bobby Green while he's sitting down with his back against the wall and his entourage surrounding him while he gets in his face. Yeah, Arman Tsarukyan, what a piece of shit that guy seems to be. So I'd love to see him get his fucking ass whooped on Saturday. Justin Villegas saying, I love the Punchio Soriano guy to win by KO or stoppage. Only way he's going to win or he'll gas out and get beat up. Yeah, I hear you, man. Absolutely, dude. Lou Betcha in the room saying, oh, what is up, Lou? Good to see you, man. T-Rex in the room saying this week will determine we there, my family, get Christmas presents or not. Let's go, man. Let's get those Christmas presents. Jester saying, good shit, Unc. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Jester. Thanks for hanging out, brother. Genova saying, I'll check out the house mix. Respect the Farina style. Hell yeah, man. Mark Farina, one of the best. I'm a Chicago guy, so Farina, Miles Maida, Daryl Woodson, John Curley. You know, this Michael Serafini, this city's got a great tradition of amazing house DJs. No computers. Nope. No computers on my mixes, man. Can. No, I know Can. I know the band Can. Fuck yeah. I didn't realize that he was the drummer for Can. Yes, Can's a fucking classic band. I've got to check more out of them, but I've definitely heard of Can. He did the circular drumming. Oh, okay. Wow, he's probably really fucking good, dude. Crazy grooves. I'm gonna be checking that out, you know, but thanks. No Serato around here, only the real shit. Respect, Weezy. I do have Serato on an old laptop, so I could use it if I had a bunch of shit, like if I had a bunch of MP3s, but I really don't. I mean, my collection really is behind me here, so I just play the real vinyl that I have. And we got JP Taylor, ring a ding ding with the donation, $10, saying, I don't usually parlay, but appreciate the content in general and all the stats. Thanks, Weezy. Thank you so much for the donation, JP Taylor. $10. Much appreciated, man. Much love to you. You guys, let's stack cash tickets like flapjacks for UFC Austin. Hit this parlay up on FanDuel Sportsbook at plus 724. Leg 1, Rodolfo Bellato money line. Leg 2, Joe Selecki money line. Leg 3, under 1.5 rounds for Reese versus Brundage. Leg 4, Punahele Soriano to win by knockout. You guys, Gogo Flamingo saying Rodolfo Bellato to win in round 1. Cody Brundage to win in round 1 plus 1250. Quarter of a unit to win 3. I like it a lot, dude. Bellato probably gets a quick finish, hopefully a sub for your Uncle Weezy. And Cody Brundage is definitely front-loaded, definitely extremely dangerous early in fights. So I like that one a lot, you guys. Let's stack cash tickets like flapjacks for UFC Austin. God bless each and every one of you. See you on Sunday night for Stat Diggers on Pub Sports Radio. And I'll also be doing the watch-along this Saturday on Pub Sports Radio during the fights live for UFC Austin. Let's get it. Thanks for hanging out. You guys, hit that thumbs up on your way out if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment down below. And please consider joining the Patreon where you get access to all the stats that you see here on my shows. It's a great way to support my work so that I continue to keep coming here to YouTube for you guys. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Let's have a great event at UFC Austin.